Hello, I'm Will, I'm here with Mike, we're the Tabletop Donkeys.
Hello.
And welcome back once again to another issue of Warhammer 40k Conquest that we're having a look at for you and then playing the games. If you've already seen this issue, then you're welcome to skip straight ahead to the battles. There's a link in the description with the timestamp for it. But as you might guess from the issue cover, being a piece of artwork, we don't have any new models this issue, but we did get a large dry brush and pot of Mechanica Standard Grey, which will become important in a minute, as you'll see. In the magazine itself, we've got a bit of information about the Imperium of Man, the hierarchy of lords and people in charge, so forth, different branches of the military. Some stuff about space, and this painting here, I've just noticed, is actually from the Space Hulk boxed game, and then we've got some from Battlefleet Gothic as well, so both going back a bit there. How to paint your armoured container. Now, we got the armoured container last issue, but now that we've got a big brush, they're telling us how to paint it. They didn't make us paint it with the tiny little starter brush, which is the only other brush we got up to this point. So there's actually teaches you how to dry brush as well, which is a very useful and important technique. And yes, you can see that it's been painted black and brushed grey. And also how to paint the boxes that come with it, but not the barrels yet. They will be coming, as it says there, we'll be painting those in a future issue. And then with all that painted, we get to put it on the battlefield at last. So we're going to move into having a look at the mission and playing the games now.
So here we have our first mission for this issue, Courage and Honour. So you have the battle for the cargo deck of the Blade of Novaris still rages on. We have again, more Plague Marines and Poxwalkers going up against the Space Marines there. So we've got 3 Reavers, 3 Intercessors and the Librarian. And our new rules for this week are the morale phase. So there's another new phase, comes at the end of the turn, just after the combat phase. So when a model takes casualties, they have to make a leadership test. So what you do is you roll a d6 and you add the number of casualties the model unit took that turn. And if it's higher than the highest leadership model in the unit, the model takes additional casualties. So you can see here the Plague Marines rolled a 9 for their leadership test, which was 1 higher than their leadership of 8, so they lost another Plague Marine. It's also worth noting that Poxwalkers are mindless zombies, so they aren't actually immune. They're actually immune to morale. It's fairly simple. I imagine it'd be fairly self-explanatory if it comes up. And we'll head straight into the game. Oh, actually, we also have the stat sheets for the Primaris Librarian and the Aggressor Squad, so we get to possibly see some of their extra rules. The ones worth noting: the Librarian has the Veil of Time psychic power now, and in addition to Might of Heroes, and Might of Heroes works slightly differently. You cast it on a model and the model gains +1 strength, toughness and attacks, whereas before it just gave you 2 attacks. Also the aggressors, if they stand still, they can shoot twice in the shooting phase and during Overwatch. So we'll see if those come up. We'll head straight into the game now. So we're rolling off for deployment. I got a 3.
4.
So you get to deploy first and you also get to go first.
Oh, okay.
So head into Death Guard deployment. So there you can see William has deployed his Poxwalkers in the centre of his deployment zone. The deployment zone is 2 inches from the deployment markers. So my first deployment, I'm going to deploy the Intercessors out on this flank. And there you can see the Plague Marines on William's left flank. So William's finished deploying, so I get to finish deploying my units. So the Librarian's just going to go in the middle. She can go there. The Reavers are going to go around him like that, and the Death Guard get to go first, so head into Death Guard turn 1.
So what we're going to do to start with is move these Plague Marines out. They're 5 inches just over here, so they're kind of all, we're going to make sure but we're just peeping out just so we can see those Intercessors over there. Poxwalkers are going to advance, not because I really want them to go very far. They're not going to go very far anyway.
And as always in the first missions, our goal is to just wipe each other out.
So there we are, Poxwalkers have all moved up, Plague Marines have moved out a little bit. So on to the shooting phase. From the point of view of this blight launcher, all of the Intercessors are obscured.
Yeah, provided this box of crates.
Yeah, so that grants them cover. From the point of view of this blight launcher, they're not. And from the point of view of the champion, they're not, because this guy on the end is visible entirely to both of them. So we're actually going to start with the blight launcher at the back, So he has 2 shots.
Hitting on 3s.
One hit, wounding on 3. It does.
So that's a 5+ armor save. Nope.
Nope, so D3 damage, 2. So that takes out an intercessor.
Take off the man at the end.
So they are now obscured from the point of view of the 2 remaining models to shoot, which is why I shot with the guy who actually had a clear shot first. So we're going to do the other blight launcher next. So
Okay. Hitting on 3s.
Hit again, wounding on 3.
Rerolling 1s as well.
Rerolling 1s. 1s to 1s, as always. And then we've got 2 shots with the champion's plasma gun. He's not going to supercharge. Yeah, so he is within 18 inches, being a death guard. He gets 2 shots with the plasma gun. 1 has hit. It wounds on a 3. It does.
And then there's a 5+ armor save, so 6+, but then +1 from cover. Nope. So another wound on one of the intercessors.
And then finally we've got this guy at the back with his bolt gun. He might not be within 18. Let's see. So he has 1 shot. No, he missed.
And he missed. So I think that's it. You're too far away to declare a charge, I think.
Well, they advanced anyway.
And they advanced, yes. So it's the morale phase. So this squad took a casualty, but the maximum they can roll for their leadership test is 7, and the sergeant's leadership is 9, so they can't possibly fail their leadership test. So we'll go straight into Space Marines turn 1. So, movement phase. The intercessors are going to move around the box. Right there. And now the Reavers are going to move up.
6.
Just beyond the edge of the box. And the Librarian can't fit in the middle, so we have to go around the back. He'll be on the opposite side of the Sergeant, like that. So, on to the Psychic phase. The Librarian is within 18 inches of those Poxwalkers, so he'll try and smite them. So he needs a 5. And of course he got a 4, so he didn't get smite. And he'll try and cast Veil of Time on the Reavers, which has a warp charge value of 6. And he got that off, just. So until my next Psychic phase, the Reavers can re-roll advance and charge rolls, and they always fight first in the fight phase, even if they didn't charge that turn. So Psychic phase over, onto the shooting phase. There's the Librarian within 12 inches of the Poxwalkers. Just, so he'll fire his bolt pistol at them. Hitting on a 3. Hit, wounding on a 3, wounded.
Disgustingly resilient. Nope, that's a Poxwalker down. We're going to take the this one in front. Try to make your charge longer.
Yep. The Reaver Sergeant is also within 12. You can see he's just beyond the box, so he'll shoot as well. He got a hit. Didn't wound. And then the 2 intercessors, they can both shoot rapid fire, so 4 shots hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
1 hit.
I wanted you to hit more than that because I could take more Poxwalkers away.
Yep. And he didn't even wound.
You're supposed to kill them.
Yep. The Reavers are going to declare a charge at the Poxwalkers.
Wow.
I've got a 7. We'll check, see if I need to re-roll that. So 7 is the bare minimum to get the Reavers within an inch.
Yep.
So Sarge will end up there, and the other 2 will end up behind him. And then straight to... the Librarian might be able to charge. Yeah, he'd need an 11, effectively. Well, there's no harm in trying, so... 10.
No, we're going to have to measure it now, aren't we?
So we did measure, and 10 is just enough to get him to there, which is about an inch away. Just under an inch.
So he's basically there, so he's exactly an inch away, almost, or just under an inch.
Yeah. The Librarian will go first, so he'll pile in like that. So the Librarian has 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. He has 4 attacks. 2 hits. And wounding on 3s.
Okay.
Yep. And then the Reavers get to go. So Sarge will pile in like that. And then he'll go like that. And then he'll come in like that. And then we have 10 attacks from the Reavers, hitting on 3s. Hopefully they can do better than the blimey. That was 4 hits. I think this will be my game where I get roll boiling. So it's 3 wounds.
3 wounds. I've made one of them, so I lose 2.
That does take away your -1 to hit at least.
Yeah. Hang on,
Your +1 to hit, sorry.
I'm going to take away these 2 at the back. And then the Poxwalkers get to hit back. They're going to pile in a bit. They're all going to attack the Reavers.
Okay.
So 2 batches of 9, hitting on 5s. That's 2 hits from the first lot. I'll roll the second lot again. Fairly unlikely to get 7. Ooh,
So
too
you
bad.
get 6.
So 6 total hits, wounding on 5s. 1.
1 wounds. 1 3 plus armor save, and he's fine. That's the end of Space Marines turn 1. The Poxwalkers don't have to take a morale test because they're immune to fear. So head into Death Guard turn 2.
So these Poxwalkers are going to fall back out of melee. They can only move 4 inches, but it's enough to get them all out of the way. And the Plague Marines are going to move around the corner so they can see these Reavers. So for the shooting phase, we're going to start with the 2 Blight Launchers, where everything's going to go in the Reavers. 3 hits. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s as well. Re-rolling 1s.
Oh, come on.
That was a 6, so that's 2 wounds.
2 5 plus armor saves. Oh, I made 1. That's going to be important.
It's going to be important. D3 damage. Oh, only 1.
I'll put it on this guy.
Do the bolt guns next to try and
Take away the last.
take away that wound.
Okay. Hitting on 3s.
2 hits, wounding on 4s. Nope.
Oh, down to the plasma gun.
Yeah, we're just going to shoot it normally, I think. No overcharge. 2 shots.
Hitting on 3s.
Well, should have overcharged. Oh, double 1 to wound.
Whoa.
Wouldn't have made any difference.
Phew.
So that was
Got very lucky there.
a thoroughly unsuccessful shooting phase. And then we're going to declare a charge with the Plague Marines on these Reavers.
So I get to Overwatch.
You do.
So, in the full rules, I would be able to throw a grenade in Overwatch, but I believe in these rules, it specifically says you can only use grenades in the shooting phase. We haven't actually got the full weapon rules yet. So I'm just going to Overwatch use my 3 pistols, and I didn't get any hits.
So I'll roll my charge distance. 7 is plenty. So we're more than 3 inches away from the Librarian, so he can't declare heroic intervention.
So since you're charging them, effectively it cancels out your going first to charge, so now it's as if we were picking units to fight.
Yes, so because it's my turn, I get to...
Yeah.
So we're in the kind of people who fight first part of the fight phase, and because it's my turn, I get to pick first, so I do still get to go first. So we're going to pile in. Now that we're out of the charge phase, and we don't have to worry about getting close to the Librarian. And we're going to start with the 4 knives, try and take out this wounded
kill
guy
the
again.
wounded man.
We've got 3 hits. We're wounding on 4s, reroll 1s. That's no wounds at
Oh,
all.
blimey.
So we've got to go for the Power Fist. He's got 2 attacks, hitting on 4s.
Oh, wow. Where'd all your luck go?
I don't know.
The Reavers get to pile in. I'm just going to move this guy a little bit closer. So we've got 10 attacks from the Reavers, hitting on 3s. That's better. 7 hits. And wounding on 5s.
3 wounds, 3 armor saves. Failed 2 of
dear.
them. Disgustingly resilient, 5 pluses. Made
Made
1.
one.
So I still lose a Plague Marine to all of that.
So the Plague Marines took a loss, but again, the maximum they can roll is 7, and they have max leadership of 8 from the champion, so it's on to Space Marines turn 2. So in my movement phase, the Librarian is just going to move, so he will actually
Yeah, it's 4 inches to the box.
just have enough movement to move on top of the box. So the Librarian's moved on to the box. The Reavers are going to stay in combat, and the Intercessors, and they're just going to move up a little bit so they can get within rapid fire of the Poxwalkers. Onto the Psychic phase, the Librarian is going to try and smite the Plague Marines because they are the closest unit. Roll a 5. He got a 5, always gets the bare minimum. So D3 wounds, or 3.
3 more wounds. Ignoring these on 5s and 6s. Oh, I've ignored 2 of them though. So that's
Another
a
bolt.
slight result, so another bolt gunner dies.
Yeah. And then he'll try and cast Might of Heroes himself. So he needs a Warp Charge value of 6.
Yeah.
No, he didn't get that. So on to the shooting phase. I've got 3 pistols from the Reavers. I'll do them first on your Plague Marines. Hitting on 3s. So that's 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. Ooh, 2 wounds. 4 plus armor saves.
Yes, because they have an AP value of -1. I've failed one of them. I would have failed it anyway, even if it was on.
Yeah.
And then disgustingly resilient. Nope.
So another
maybe
Plague Marine
I'm gonna
goes down.
lose another Plague Marine. Be him.
And then the Librarian will fire the Stormbolter into the Poxwalkers. 4 shots hitting on 3s. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
Disgustingly resilient. Made 1. Another Poxwalker goes down.
And then the Intercessors will also fire at the Poxwalkers. So we've got 4 shots hitting on 3s. 3 hits, wounding on 3s. Come on. 3 wounds.
Disgustingly resilient again. Oh, try and get the box. That's no fail. Oh, 3 fails in total. So I'm going to take all these away over here.
And then in the charge phase, the librarian will declare a charge at the Plague Marines.
Yeah, no Overwatch, he needs to roll down 4.
Always the bare minimum.
Always the bare minimum.
So he'll get that, like that. So onto the fight phase, the librarian charge, so he gets to go first. He has 4 attacks hitting on 3s. 4 hits, wounding on 5s. 2 wounds, 2 6+ armor saves.
Yep, -3 on the AP. Nope. So
the first one does 1 damage.
which I don't ignore.
So last Plague Marine, last regular Plague Marine. And the second hit does 2 damage.
So I need to make 2 5s here. No.
No.
So the champion goes down.
And the Plague Marines are wiped out. So now the Reavers don't get to fight. So yeah, that was going to be a bit of a turnaround for the Space Marines there. Head into Death Guard turn 3.
So we're going to try and see what I can do with 5 Poxwalkers. They're going to move up, so they can't possibly fail their charge. Not that they could anyway. Straight onto the charge phase, they're going to charge the Reavers.
Right, so I'll Overwatch use my 3 pistols. I didn't get any hits.
They're in. I rolled a 2. But that's enough. This is why we always get as close as possible to make our charges. To give myself the best chance of winning, I'll move my 2 inches around this way. Get me as far away as possible.
The librarian can't correctly intervene.
Yeah, 10 attacks hitting on 5s.
You got 5 hits.
5 hits.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Might be getting the Poxwalker back.
Wounding on 5s.
2 wounds.
Come on.
3+ armor
Fail me an armor
saves.
save for a moral victory.
No. 10 attacks hitting on 3s. Oh, I dropped that, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
6 hits. Wounding on 3s. 4 wounds.
Well, you're not going to kill them all. Haha, you're going to kill 4 of them.
Down to 1. You haven't lost the game yet.
No, I haven't lost the game yet.
It's important to be optimistic.
Yeah, he could survive.
Space Marines turn 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. The librarian will move around.
Somewhere there.
And the intercessors are going to stay where they are. Yeah.
Might smite it to death.
Psychic phase, smite phase, the smite phase.
Smite phase.
The psychic phase. I smote him. I get 2 wounds.
2 5s.
No.
Smoted. Smitten.
So, yeah, that is victory for the Space Marines. That's not the outcome I expected after the first turn, but we'll recap. We'll head into the second mission and we'll recap later. So here we are with the second mission for this issue, Secure the Deck. So a slightly different setup from last time. We each have an objective near our deployment zones. And our forces are a little bit different now. William has gained a Blight Hauler, and I've swapped my Reavers for 3 aggressors. You can see we've actually got proper objectives now. So whoever has the most victory points after 5 battle rounds wins. We each get a victory point for each enemy unit we destroy. Get a victory point for holding our own objectives, and 3 points for holding the enemy objective. It's also worth noting at this point that we don't actually have the full data sheet for the Blight Hauler yet, so it's not going to get any of its special rules it would have in the main rules. And we've got some more advanced rules. So now the Space Marines have the they shall know no fear rule, which means they re-roll failed morale tests. And we've got some more rules for the terrain. So now each of the fuel drums and the ammo crates, if a model is within an inch of them and obscured, they get +1 to their cover save. So I think beforehand we were just doing it if you were obscured at all, you got cover, but now you have to be specifically within an inch. The fuel drums, however, if you roll a 6 on your save and you add +1, you get a 7. The model's unit takes a mortal wound because the fuel drum explodes, presumably. And the ammo crates, if you're within models within 2 inches of them, can re-roll to hit rolls of 1 in the shooting phase. So, if we roll for deployment, you can see got my objective here, and the Death Guard objective all the way over there. I'm rolling off for deployment, so like last time, whoever wins deployment gets to go first. So I got a 4.
4. Try again.
I got
5. I got a 3.
Death Guard win deployment.
So first drop is going to be the Blight Hauler. I'm going to stick it there.
Yeah, so it has to be within 2 inches of the deployment markers, so it fits in there. So for my first deployment, the intercessors are going to deploy on this flank. Like that. And then the Plague Marines are deployed on the Death Guard's left flank, or my right. And for my second deployment, the Librarian is going to deploy just there. And there you can see the Poxwalkers that have deployed in between the Plague Marines and the Blight Hauler. And for my final deployment, I've deployed the aggressors on my left flank. So deployment finished, we'll head into Death Guard, turn 1.
So, you see these range rulers here, they mark 18 inches from that intercessor, which is, it's rapid fire range for the plasma gun is actually what I'm interested in, because the blight launchers have 24 inch range, I think, maybe 36, I can't remember. It's enough. So then what that means is that the champion needs to move there. He's within 18 inches of that intercessor. In fact, I'll move him a little bit forward because I want someone behind him. Let's put the bolt gunner in front. These Poxwalkers are not going to move very far because I want to try and avoid aggressors with their nasty, scary flamer thingies. I want to make them have to roll a decent advance roll in order to get into flamer range. So they've moved like that. And Blight Hauler, he's not actually going to be able to see anyone, so he's just going to shuffle over, be within 2 inches of that ammo crate.
So any model can re-roll, so somehow the Blight Hauler uses the ammunition to shoot better.
So slight adjustment, I'm actually going to make sure I'm within 1 inch of the box, because then if I'm obscured from the shooting point of view, I get cover, which if I'm going to be taking a ton of flamer hits from those aggressors, which is possible, the armour save will be useful. These Plague Marines are going to shoot the intercessors. He is obscured, but he's obscured by this barrel and he's within an inch of it.
Yeah.
So there will potentially be the danger of that barrel exploding. So Blight launchers, 4 shots hitting on 3s. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s. Oh, they've all wounded. So 4 plus saves, but 6s cause damage to yourself.
So 2 saves, no 6s. 1 goes through.
So D3 damage, 2. So that does kill an intercessor.
I'll take the guy at the front, so no more risk of barrel explosion. And the other 2 are still obscured by the big box, so...
Plasma gun next. It was in rapid fire range when shooting started. 2 hits.
Not
overcharged, but should have done. 1 wound.
1 5 plus armor save. Nope. So.
And then we've got 2 bolt guns. One of which was in rapid fire range because he's nice and closer than the champion was, and one of which wasn't because he's further behind. Right. So there'll be 3 shots. 3 have all hit. They're wounded on 4s. They're all wounded. Wow.
3 2 plus armor saves.
Yes, because of cover. Ooh,
blimey.
Double 1.
Wounded man goes down. Sarge takes a wound.
All that's left would be the Blight Hauler, but he can't see anybody, so no shooting from him, no charges, so no morale phase.
Yeah, because Sarge leadership's 9.
Yeah.
Onto Space Marines turn 1. Quite heavily outnumbered. I think my best strategy is to actually hide and make you come to me if you want to get another victory point. So we're just going to scrunch in a little. So you can't see anyone. The Librarian is going to try and manifest Veil of Time on the aggressors, which he got with a 7. And he'll try and do Might of Heroes on himself, which he also got with a 7. So yeah, no shooting, no charges, no casualties for you. So on to Death Guard, turn 2.
So I don't want to be too impetuous here, or too impulsive here, because I don't want to charge forwards and then get punished for it. So we're going to advance the Poxwalkers, but not because I want to move particularly far. Well, I can though. I can move 10 inches if I really want to. So with that 10-inch move with these Poxwalkers, they're going to come all the way over here.
What?
So they've all moved up like that. The Blight Hauler's just going to shimmy over ever so slightly. So it's still within an inch of that. It's not obscured by the barrels. Plague Marines are also going to advance.
You are.
So they're going to roll in here. They've got a 2, so they can only move 7. That brings them over to here. And, that's it, because I can't see anybody to shoot. No charges. Those Poxwalkers advanced, so...
On to Space Marines turn 2. So once again, I'm not going to go out into the open. So straight on to the Psychic phase, the Librarian will try Might of Heroes on himself, which he just got with a 6, and Veil of Time on the aggressors, which he got with a 7. Yeah, and that'll be my turn. I'm not going to declare any charges. Straight on to Death Guard, turn 3.
We're going to give it a go. We're going to move the Poxwalkers out, so this guy here gets to about there. Because he's about there, but measured it before, and it's a 7-inch charge to get to that aggressor, but he can't see it.
Yeah,
actually.
aggressor can't see him.
And then you do that, and then this guy will get as close as he can this side as well, without being into line of sight, so I can try and wrap some people around that way, assuming I make this charge. And this thing, with its ridiculous 10-inch move, can go wee all the way around like that.
Ooh.
And now he can see an aggressor.
What?
Just about.
Yeah, just see an aggressor there.
And he's still within 2 inches of the box.
Yep.
So a slight adjustment. These Poxwalkers have moved out a little bit. They're at more than 8 inches away from that aggressor, so they won't be within flamer range for Overwatch, but they do block off the... So if they fail my charge, then you'll have to get through these Poxwalkers to get to the Blightholder. And then the Plague Marines, they might as well advance, because they are currently not going to be able to shoot anything, so I might as well see if I can get some extra
Bear in mind that if you move off, you don't control the objective anymore.
It's true, but I might be able to run back and get it later if necessary. So
Okay.
we're going to advance with the Plague Marines. 2 inches again. 7's fine. 7 inches.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Yeah. So there we go. They've moved up. No shooting from them.
The Blighthauler can see
Blightholder can see them.
see the
So
order of columns.
he's going to start with his multi-meltar,
Yeah.
which is one shot, hitting on 4, but re-rolling ones because he's near this ammo box. But it's got a hit though.
So it wounds aggressors on a 3.
Yep.
So it's within half range, or it's within 12 inches. So it can roll 2d6 and discard the lowest for damage.
Yep, anything but double 1,
Yeah,
and
so-
that'll kill an aggressor.
This guy at the back goes down.
Do the Bile Spurt next. It has D3 shots. 1. It hits on 4. It does. It wounds on 3. It does not.
And then the missile launcher.
D6 shots. 2. Better. Hitting on 4s. 2 hits. Wounding on 5s.
5s, yeah.
Ooh, 2 wounds. Wow. You get 2 plus saves.
2 plus armour saves because of cover.
Oh, wound.
Fails 1. Yeah. So aggressor in the front takes a wound.
So that's shooting over. But we're going to charge with these Poxwalkers.
Okay.
And we, as already established, they are more than 8 inches away. These guys who are visible are more than 8 inches from the aggressor. But this guy here is within. It's a 7-inch charge to get to him. So
Yep.
rolling 7. Oh, an 11.
Oh,
Well, that'll do.
So the librarian, as you can see, is within 3 inches at the end of the charge phase. So he can heroically intervene. He can't actually quite fit through this little gap here. His base is slightly too large. But I will move him as close as I can get so that the Poxwalkers can't completely wrap around into the gap.
Yes, exactly. Because if I come all the way over here, then I bring the librarian within an inch, and then he can hit me. And I'd rather he didn't. But it is on to the fight phase, and the Poxwalkers are going to pile in. So they've piled in. They are all within an inch of somebody who's within an inch. These 2 guys here on the outliers are enough to make sure I can just about squeeze everyone in. So all the Poxwalkers are going to get to be able to attack. So that's going to be 24 attacks hitting on 4s, because there are still more than 10 of them.
There.
So I'm going to do these 2 batches of 12. So hitting
on 4s.
on 4s. That's not great. Actually,
Average.
no, it's average. It just look worse than it was.
6 hits so far.
6 hits so far. I'll do wounds for them first. So that's 2 wounds from the first batch. Second batch hitting on 4s. That's worse than average.
5 hits.
Only 5 hits. Wounding on 5s. But 2 more from that.
So 4 wounds in total.
4 wounds in total.
3 plus armour saves.
Oh, there's 2 ones there.
Yeah. So yeah, getting hemmed in.
Yeah, and I technically would get a Poxwalker, but I've got all 12 models on the board, so I'm
Although
not going to do
didn't
that.
get to consolidate.
I do if I want to. So I will consolidate a bit, but just only really to bring these Poxwalkers round. Plonk them on the objective.
The round phase, the aggressors don't have to make a round test because they're leadership 9 and they only took 2 casualties. And then it's on to Space Marines turn 3. I'm not going to move from where I am because we quite like it here behind the box with all of our wounds. Something I did point out to William, just to be fair, is that the aggressor sergeant, if he doesn't move, can now shoot twice. And I did point out to let you go back, but you pointed out that you forgot it, so you agreed to let me do it, and we get to show it off.
Yeah, because I was aware at the beginning of the game that aggressors can shoot twice if they don't move, and I just totally forgot. So I'm happy to stick with it like this. And besides, I hopefully will pay off because I'm not going to be hit with a load of swords and things. So who knows?
So I'm not going to move. So onto the psychic phase. The librarian will try and smite your poxwalkers, which you got with a 9. So D3 down. D3 at 1.
1. So
he smote a poxwalker.
Gets smitten.
And then he'll try Might of Heroes on himself, which he didn't get with a 3. And then it's on to the shooting phase. So I'll start with the intercessor. He'll throw a frag grenade. So D6 shots, 5 shots. Hit it on 3s. Yep.
He fumbled his grenade.
Wounded on 4s. They got a wound though.
Disgustingly resilient. Nope.
Another poxwalker goes down. Well, we might as well do the aggressor sergeant. So I think technically, as per the rules, the aggressors, they shoot twice. So I think technically you could shoot once at one target and then shoot again at another target and do them separately. But since I'm going to be firing at the same target, I'm just going to do all at the same time. So we have 46 shots, 17 hits. So we'll do one batch of 9 and one batch of 8. So it's wounding on 3s. There's 7 wounds so far. That's 11 wounds. So he lost 8. Librarian is going to throw a frag grenade. 6 potential hits. 5 hits. Wounding on 4s. 3 wounds. Enough to wipe them out, potentially?
Yep.
Yeah. So wipe out the poxwalkers. Well, I haven't got anything to charge now. But I do get a victory point for wiping out an enemy unit. And that'll be the end of my turn, so on to Death Guard, turn 4.
So we're going to move the Blight Horror up, but I think we're actually going to move the Plague Marines first because I can get... Yeah, no, we'll move the Blight Horror first.
Okay.
We're going to shuffle the Blight Horror just a tad, like that. So he can see the Librarian, but he can't see the aggressor.
Yep.
So the Librarian will be, even though he's not the closest, he is the closest visible.
Yep.
Which is what's important. And then this Blight Launcher can achieve the same effect by just getting out. Just poking his nose out, just like that, and just about enough movement. Well, actually, this Bolt Gunner can get up here.
Whoa.
And everybody else is just going to... So, on to the shooting phase. No, it doesn't really matter. They're all shooting the Librarians, so we'll start with the Plague Marines.
Okay.
We've got a Blight Hauler and the Bolt Gunner can see the Librarian, but he'll get cover from both of these shots. So we'll start with the Blight Launcher. It's got 1 hit. It moves on 3. It does.
So 4 plus armor save. No.
D3 damage. 2.
So he's down to 3 wounds.
And then, well, actually, this Bolt Gunner might as well shoot the Storm Bolt.
Yeah,
because
do that.
it's within 12 inches, and he's standing next to it, so you can get 4 shots instead of 2. He's got 4 hits.
Wounding on 4s.
2 wounds.
Didn't get Might of Heroes. 2 plus armor saves. Made them both.
And then the Blight Hauler.
Yep.
We'll start with the big gun. Multi-melter, hitting on 4. It has. It wounds on a 2. No! Command point.
That was incredibly lucky.
That was incredibly lucky. We'll do the Bile Spurt. It has D3 shots. 2. Hitting on 4s. Nope. The Missile Launcher. 6 shots.
There we go.
Hitting on 4s. 2. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds.
2 plus armor saves.
Yep.
Failed 1.
Takes a wound.
Down to 2 wounds.
And you know what? We might as well declare a charge with the Plague Marines on the Librarian. It'll be about a 9, and I'll take a bolt pistol shot for my trouble. So I might as well.
Okay. So I'll Overwatch with my bolt pistol. Missed.
Getting a 9. Ooh, an 11 again.
Oh, blimey.
Blimey. 11 inches will get him to there.
So not getting Might of Heroes is going to be relevant.
The champion to there. Can't get within an inch of that aggressor.
Not allowed to get close to the aggressor.
These guys will just be around here. On to the fight phase. These guys will pile in slightly, staying on the board. It's away from that aggressor. They're all within range to strike. We'll start with the Power Fist, because it's the thing that's likely to do something.
Hitting on 4s.
2 hits.
There we go.
Wounding on 2s because you didn't get Might of Heroes off. Oh, that 1 again. But you get a 6 plus
6
save.
Plus the Emperor protects. Oh, he rolled off a 6.
Not enough. D3 damage. 2.
There we go, he goes down.
Flat.
Librarian goes down.
All the Plague Knives don't get to do anything, but that doesn't matter.
You get to consolidate.
Yeah, so Choice between three attacks with a power fist and 2d6 flamers, or 4d6 flamers, and I think I'll go with the flamers.
Okay.
So that's it.
Yes, so on to Space Marines, turn 4. Time for a last stand. Yep, that's it for movements. No psychic phase because the Librarian is dead. Start with the Intercessor Sergeant. He'll throw a crack grenade at your Plague Marines, hitting on a 3. Oh, missed. And we've got 46 flamethrower shots, or flamethrower hits from the Aggressor Sergeant, because he didn't move.
Double 6 again.
16, so I did 2 batches of 8. Wounding on 5s, come on, big roll.
2.
There's 2 so far,
Do the second one.
and the second batch.
3.
There's 6 wounds in total.
So 3 plus arm saves. Oh, much more durable than Poxwalkers.
Yep.
Phew. Charge.
Yeah, I'm going to charge. So
you
I'll
have to, don't you?
start with the Intercessor Sergeant.
So we'll start with the Blight Launchers. 4 shots hitting on 6s. 1 hit and 3 ones. Wounding on 3. 1. Oh, it's re-rolling ones though. Still a 1. Plasma Gun. Oh, I'm so tempted to overcharge, but I won't because he's only got 1 wound left.
Why you'd overcharge?
To wound on 2s. We have no hits with that. And then we've got
Bolt guns.
Bolt Guns. They've all missed as well. He's in.
Oh yeah, look, he's in.
And then,
Yay.
in
And
comes...
then the Aggressor Sergeant will go.
No, he's in as
He's
well.
in as well. So I get to strike first. I'll do the Aggressor Sergeant. He has 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Hitting on 4s, sorry. 1 hit. But it wounds on a 3. And he wounded. 6 plus armor save.
Nope.
2.
2 damage. Nope. Someone goes down.
Killed a bolt gunner.
Yeah.
And Intercessor Sergeant has 3 attacks hitting on 3s. God, come on, boys. 1 wound. 1 hit. Didn't wound.
I'll strike back. I need to split these up somehow. Power Fist against... No, we can do everything against the Aggressor Sergeant.
Okay. He's much more of a threat.
We'll do... Yeah, exactly. We'll do the Power Fist first. We hit once.
1 hit. Come on, roll a 1.
No, that's a wound.
6 plus... Oh, come on,
No.
roll off a 6.
D3 damage,
He
but he's only
dies.
got 1 wound.
Yeah. So
That was everything on him, so it's... I'll consolidate.
Yep. And then it's on to Death Guard, turn 5.
Oh, this is just going to zoom up over here. It's got 10-inch move.
Yep.
I'm not going to fall back because I can't be bothered. So, melee, I get to pick. Power Fist.
Yep. Hitting on 4s.
No, he missed twice. Well, there's still a chance. Plague Knives, they've got 2 hits. Wounding on 4s, rerolling ones, 2 wounds.
2, 3 plus armor saves.
He's alive.
He's alive. He gets to strike back. He's got 3 attacks hitting on 3s. They all hit. Wounding on 5s. 1 wound.
Come on, Sarge. I'll save. Yeah, fine.
Space Marine's turn. I'll fall back. So Sarge has fallen back to get within 2 inches of that box. So now he gets re-rolls. He'll shoot at you. So he's sitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s.
That's a 1.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. And that'll be it. So that's going to be victory for the Death Guard. So 3 victory points for that objective and 2 for the 2 units are destroyed. I only get 1 victory point for the Poxwalkers. So we'll recap our missions this week. So those were the missions for issue 14 of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest. How did you think those went?
Well, the first one was a bit of a disaster, but mainly because I rolled terribly.
Yeah, probably
Well-
should have wiped out those Reavers with your round of shooting, to be honest. Or at least done more than 1 wound.
Well, I started off all right. I killed an intercessor and a half in the first round of shooting, and then I thought I got lucky because you only killed off 3 Poxwalkers because you rolled quite badly for your melee attacks. But then they completely whiffed that attack on the Reavers. Now at that point, I'd exposed the Plague Marines. Then you could suddenly just
I was able to wipe them out in,
you were just able to
between 2 rounds.
pretty much game from that point. To be
Yeah.
honest, because I don't know if that first game proved a great deal, other than the Librarian's quite powerful.
Yeah, and it's nothing really we haven't seen before.
And in contrast to the other game, the other issue the other day, where the Plague Marines wiped out a whole unit in 1 shooting phase, in this one they managed to do 1 wound in 1 shooting phase and fight phase combined.
Yeah, luck of the dice sometimes.
dice,
'Cause
yeah.
I thought after my first turn wasn't going particularly well. I thought you were going to pull it out to win, but...
Yeah, that's just the way it is. Sometimes that happens. But then in the second game, I rolled quite well, and I don't think you rolled terribly in the second game.
No, I rolled pretty... I did fail some armour saves that I should have made.
Your bad luck came with your armour saves mostly. Because you rolled pretty well for your flamethrowers, for example. Flamethrower hits, at
Yeah,
least.
but you almost wiped out the intercessors in your first round of shooting in that game.
It's true, I did, even though they had cover. They are dangerous, the Plague Marines, if you let them get around shooting.
The problem with that is kind of want to be aggressive with the aggressors, but you need to leave someone behind for the objective.
It was an interesting scenario, actually. I sort of thought that by being forced to potentially keep someone back, in the end I decided to go for abandoning my home objective, and if I hadn't got that first round of shooting, if it had gone worse, then I might have been a bit more cautious. Well, making two long charges with rolls of 11.
Yeah,
that was quite good. And then the Blight Hauler finally hit with its multi-melter, which shows what it can do.
Yeah, and it's shooting and it's really hard to get rid of. I'd have to get it in melee. But if you screen it properly with the Poxwalkers, there isn't much I can do. The aggressors, I could advance and shoot, but then you just walk out and shoot them to bits. They still only have 2 wounds, even with toughness 5. And not getting Might of Heroes on my Librarian probably made a difference. It might have made a difference.
Yeah. I think the Poxwalker charge actually being 8 inches, I think that was probably a fair...
Yeah,
I think it was a 7.
I think you would have got in.
On average, that wasn't much of a gamble. What I did get lucky to kill 2 aggressors with it. Or
an aggressor
I did 2 wounds, but the one had a wound already. So, although I then forgot about shooting twice if they don't move, so...
I did consider putting Veil of Time on the aggressors and trying to charge you, but again, they'd be exposed. You just fall back and shoot them.
Yeah, I had thought if you managed to advance out and flame the Poxwalkers with the aggressors when there was still a full squad of them, there's a fair chance you would have killed almost all of them, if not all of them.
It's just that the problem is only the aggressors are also the counter unit to your Blight Hauler. It's just that once they die, it's very difficult for me to get rid of it.
Still, I did get lucky to make that long charge with the Plague Marines, which killed the Librarian. Then again, you could say I was unlucky not to kill the Librarian when I rolled a 1 to wound with the multi-melter.
You should have just zapped him with that.
He had 3 wounds left, he should have gone down with that, so just 1 in 6 chance, and I rolled 1.
It's also worth noting that the morale phase, you should learn it, it is part of the rules, but it's not going to come up very often with these armies.
No, because the Poxwalkers, although there are a lot of them, they're immune to morale because they're zombies. All of the Space Marine units have a minimum leadership of 8.
9, I think, with the Sergeant.
9 with the Sergeant, so...
At the moment, there are only 3 men each, so they will never have to make a morale test. Well, soon I'll get 2 more intercessors, so I'll have a squad of 5 intercessors. But even if I need at least 4 of them to die in one turn to actually give me a morale test, I could possibly fail. So I'd fail on a 6 if the Sergeant was still alive. But with They Shall Know No Fear, I can re-roll that. So there's a 1 in 36 chance that I'll actually fail a morale test. And that's the only morale test I'll ever have to make for a long time, because I just don't have any units big enough.
And the same for me, actually. I'll get 5 Plague Marines for quite a long time. So if I lose 3 Plague Marines, technically on a roll of 6, one of them will run away, because the Champion's leadership... 8.
Well, if I had the Reavers give you -1 leadership.
Oh, that's true, actually. But it didn't come up in the first game with the Reavers because you just wiped them out instead.
I wiped them out, so...
There was also the fact that we don't have a proper data sheet for the Blight Hauler yet. It does come up in a few issues' time, but they haven't given it to us yet. Not sure whether it's an oversight, because it does have a few rules that are slightly complicated that we haven't been introduced to yet.
It also means that we don't actually know what a crack grenade wounds it on.
No, it's true. By not having a data sheet, there are several things we don't technically know how it works, and it still can't shoot crack missiles, for example, which it will be able to do eventually.
And its frag missiles are still strength 3, apparently.
They're still winning on 5s, which was wrong from the start, and it's still wrong.
Yeah.
And I'll just have to live with it for the moment. There was never something we didn't know. It was just it has abilities that it doesn't have yet.
I think we forgot Death as the False Ember again, but I don't think it came up.
We did.
So I think that's it for post-battle discussion. We've been the Tabletop Donkeys. If you like this content, please leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yep, bye-bye.